Hey guys, welcome back to the movie review guys. How are you guys, all audience guys? How are you? That is Civil War movie review guys. Today review is Civil War guys. Civil War guys. Civil War. 2024 guys, this movie review is 2024 and I will review this movie guys, what is this movie condition, and that is also having the Civil War movie. What is this movie? Civil War, that is film industry, that Civil War, directed by Alex Land and writer by Alex and producer by Andrew and starring Kirsten Dunst and cinematography Rob Hardy, edits by Jack Roberts, music by Ben Anniversary, and the producer and compliments A24 DNA Films, distributed by A24 United States guys. That is good. This movie was so amazing guys, that is good, and that is also guys, that is also great movie guys, that is also great guys. I understand this movie review, but he is so amazing movie. Also director, also producer, have to also great movie guys. And I think he is also great thing guys. And this movie is so amazing guys. There is a Hollywood movie also guys, amazing guys. All movies are not a small movie, the biggest movie guys. And that is this great thinker, that is so amazing guys. That is good guys. That is so amazing. His greatness is also, that movie not for a small movie guys, that is biggest movie guys, this is biggest movie guys. Not about this movie, that is also amazing guys. That is also amazing guys. You think about that movie. It was great guys, it was great. That's doing also fast guys. That is good. That is also great, guys. Movie was music by band, producer by A24 DNS, and release date is March 20, 1424, April 24 UK, and that is the running time is 109 minutes, guys. Country United Kingdom and United States, guys. Language is English, guys. Budget is $50 million and box office collection is $127 million, guys. This is biggest Marvel movie, and that's also great, guys. Was also great. Full, that is good. That is also awesome, guys. I will review this movie, biggest movie industrial, and that is also awesome, guys. That is he was awesome, he was great, he was also director and producer was also awesome, guys. This movie is not a small movie, the biggest movie. This is box office collection is being $127 million, guys. This is not for a small amount, this is the biggest amount, guys. To be awareness, guys, this movie was great. Is also, guys, is also being tenders. That is good, guys. Philosophy is already good, guys. That is also awesome, guys. That is Civil Wars also movies. He's creating, guys. He's so creative. That is also, guys. She was Dunst. Not having the biggest movie, guys. I will show carefully details and review about this movie was so amazing, guys. Still one. He was already, guys. And biggest movie, guys, and biggest the official collections and also view that is so amazing guys. Is carnivals he was doing the perfect job. He is creating he is powerful man guys. He is powerful man that is really not be younger than guys. The Civil War movie was a plot summary. The Civil War is engagement and United States between the authorization Philippines government led by third team process and the movement department and the clean water and that is this CD and Voxer VFX text. And guys, after departing the city, the group stopped in gas stations protected by armed men. Justice Explorer nearby his crash was where to find the man trying to alleged looters. One ground follow Jesus and but she was taking photo of posing with victims. Later Justin going to group document cables and that successfully assistant to that is good guys. This is plot summary and that group spent two night a refuge camps process small towns where each war darts and the nearby Spencer mocks instantly. He was great guys. That is good guys, that is good. He was great guys. There was about that is good. That is good. He was great movie guys. That is this not be. That is great cast review. Junior Greg Heelys and that is cast review in January 2020. That is not be spoiler movie. That's also great, guys. He was greatest, guys. He was greatest. He was great movie, guys. He was great. Google Ads. He was greeting about the movie review. It was also about the trailer of the is about Civil War and that is good environment and that is So humble request, that is this area will be not be. That is this good. That is also awesome, guys. Reviewing, and that is condition. That is good, guys. That is good. That is good. He was unaware too likely to decide is great. That is also greeting, guys. He was greeting, guys. Cast name and last that is great of environment movie, guys. The one Civil War is the release summary. Civil War had its to world promised to March 24 with favorable reaction from audience, positive review, and the film was possibly scheduled by release by 26 April 2024. It was screened by VFX London on April 2024. Received the bill 2024 United by A24 United Kingdom Entertainment Film by the Max, and that also you know. That is good. That's also good. He was also my apologize, and that is movie earning by that is also, guys. And that's guys, movie so amazing guys. I will review, and that is wonderful. That's movie dialoguing, and that's also clear guys. Movie was so amazing guys. Civil War is the United movie. Working about that is so wonderful. And I think this movie is not a very small movie guys. This is biggest movie of industrial. And his movies that's Miyazaki. There is also particular time is so environment. He is the movie suspensefully that is good. He was appreciated the timelines. He's great. He's powerful, great, friendly. He's so ideas also amazing guys. So do not small idea the biggest of ideas, and that is all over the movie was so amazing guys. It's not younger than a small movie, the biggest movie of. That is great movie guys. I think the Civil War is critical response on the review. Review 6 times. She was not the he was great guys. His environment too. That is also learn the area. This movie is so amazing, guys. He is cleaning the wall wiggles, and that is also his greatness of the university of the area, and the dude that is will to film average be on A plus of Scrallville amazing, and the Civil War nominations and the Best Pictures, and that's also we have movie to done about that is this could run in the box office, that is box office. Civil War crosses $68 million United States, Canada, and 58 million is trillionaires of the worldwide total of $127.3 million is box office. And the United States Canada film was projected to gross 18 to 24 million from 3.88 million dollars. That is this not be possible to area. He is creating to that is also awesome, guys. She was not a that is civil, so he was creating about the movie was how many views coming. I will checking about. How are you, brother? And guys, all that is good. Civil War movies. That is good box office collection. That is also Civil War. Plot is as a section expanded to that Civil War BFW. That also guys cleaning. Hello. टाइम कितने के थारा बाप ने रहने So Civil War is a 2024 dystopian action thriller films written and directed by Alex Garland and starring Kirsten Dunst, Wagner, Moura, Shelley Spinney, Stephen McNee, Anderson, Sonaya Mizuno, and Nick Offerman. Set during a civil war fought across the United States, despotic federal government and secessionist movement. The plot follows a group of war journalists traveling from New York City to Washington, D.C. to interview the President of the United States before rebels take the capital city. Principal's photography and began in Atlanta, Georgia in 2022 with productions moving to London later in the year. Okay, and Civil War premiered at South by Southwest on March 14, 2024 and was released in the United States A24 and in the United Kingdom Entertainment Film Distributors on April 12, 2024 with a budget of $50 million, and Civil War was A24's most expensive films at the time, and the film grossed $127 million and received generally positive reviews and from critics. Now let's talk about the plot. Civil War has engulfed the United States between the authoritarian federal government led by a third-term president and three secessionist movements. Despite the president's claiming victory is imminent, it is widely expected that Washington D.C. will soon be reached by the Western forces led by Texas and California. After surviving a suicide bombing in New York City, Jaded veteran was photographers Lee Smith and journalist colleague Joel from Reuters meet with their mentor Sammy, a reporter from the New York Times, to share their plan to interview the isolated president while trying to dissuade them from heading to the Capitol. Sammy joins them to reach the front line at Charlottesville, Virginia. The following day, Lee finds Joel has allowed a young aspiring photojournalist whom Lee encountered
at the bombing, Jessie calling to join them. After departing the city, the group stops at a gas station protected by armed men. Jessie explores a nearby car wash where she finds the man torturing two alleged looters. One of the guards follows Jessie, but Lee diffuses the situation by taking a photo of the man posting with his victim. Later, Jessie berates herself for being too scared to take pictures following an overnight stop near ongoing fighting. The group documents combat the next day as Sansonist militantmen successfully assault a loyalist head building, and Lee recognizes Jessie's potential as a war photographer and begins to mentor her while Jessie photographs the Sansonists executing prisoners. And here you can see the theatrical release poster, and the movie is directed by Alex Garland, written by Alex Garland, produced by Andrew McDonald, Alan Wright, and Gregory Goodman, starring Kirsten Dunst and Wagner, Moura, Kylie Spinney, Stephen McKinley, Henderson, Sonoya Mizuno, and Nick Offerman. And cinematography Rob Hardy, edited by Jack Robert, music by Ben Salisbury and Geo of Boro. Productions A24 Companies, DNA Films. Distributed by A24 United States Entertainment Film and Distributors United Kingdom. Release date is March 14, 2024 and April 12, 2024, US and UK. Running time is 199 minutes. It's mean 1 hour and 49 minutes. Countries United Kingdom and United States. Languages is English and budget is $50 million. Box office budget is $127.3 million. And the group spends the and summarizing the situation as killing those trying to kill them. Jessie nerve and photography skills improve as she becomes increasingly desensitized to violence. Jessie asks if Lee would photograph Jessie being killed, to which Lee reposed Why do you think? While trying the four encounters to foreign reports, so now I am wearing these sunglasses. Let's see how I am looking with the mask and the sunglasses. And while driving the four encounters, two foreign reporters they know Tony and Bohei. Tony and Jesse switch vehicles before Bohei drives off ahead with Jesse in his cars and the other catch up to find the fare held at gunpoint by unknown uniformed militia who are burying civilians in a mass grave. Sammy stays behind as the other three approach to attempt to negotiate their release but the leaders of the militia execute Bohai and Tony for not being American. Sammy saves the other after he runs. The group struck into members of the militia but is mortally wounded in doing so. Traumatized, the remaining trio arrives at the Charlotte Civil WF base and find most of the remaining loyalists have surrendered, leaving Washington D.C. under defense outside of fanatical remnants of the armed forces and Secret Service. Joel drunkenly laces out at what he views as Sammy's pointless death while he tries to console Jesse that Sammy would have liked to die on the job, and Lee finds herself unable to document Sammy's death, quickly deleting a photo. She look off his arm, and the trio embed themselves with the WF as they assault DC, where Jessie repeatedly endangers herself during fighting to capture photographs, while Lee struggles with combat fatigue, and when the WF breaches the White House's fortified perimeter, the presidential limousine flees. It is quickly intercepted and its occupants are killed. Understanding it as distractions, Lee leads the trio inside the White House, followed by 5 WF soldiers, and advancing through the mostly abandoned building, an abortive attempt by the few remaining Secret Service agents still guarding the president to negotiate his surrender, and safe passage turns into a firefight. Jesse steps into the line of fire while taking photos, capturing Lee's death as she pushes Jesse to safety. Jesse unemotionally continues into the Oval Office, watching soldiers drags the president from under his desk and prepare to summarily execute him, and Joel momentarily stacks them to get a quote from the president, who pleads, "Don't let them kill me," and satisfied, Joel stands aside as the president is executed before Jesse's photographs. WF soldiers posing with his corpse. Now let's talk about the cast. Kirsten Dunst as Lee Smith, war photojournalist from Colorado. She is said to be a youngest member of the Magnan Photos Cooperated. Her name is a reference to World War II photojournalist Lee Miller and Wagner. Moura as Joel, a retired journalist from Florida and Lee's colleague, and Kaylee Spenny as Jesse's Colin, an aspiring young photographer from Missouri who accompanies Lee and Joel on their journey. Stephen McNeely Henderson as Jamie, a veteran journalist. For the New York Times, and Lee's mentor Sonoya Mizuno as Anaya as English TV reporters embedded, and with the Western forces advanced on the capital, and Jefferson's White as Dave, Anaya's cameraman, Nelson Lee as Tony, a reporter from Hong Kong who is good friends with Lee, and Joel, Carl Gulson as a spotter, Jin Ha as a sniper, Johnny Curtis Gibbs as a Western Forces sergeant, and Junani Feliz as Joy Butler as a Secret Service agent, James Yagasi as a secessionist corporal, and Evan Lai as Boai, a foreign reporter who is a colleague of Tony. Grace Hill, a Pete, a gas sensations employee, Edmund Donovan as Eddie, a gas stations employee, Nick Offerman as the unnamed President of the United States. Additional cast members include Ziertso, Justin Garza, Brian Philpott, and Devon Towns as the Western Forces soldiers led by led by the sergeant in storming the White House, and Jesse Plemons, Dunst's real-life husband, makes an incredible appearance as a racist and alternativist militant. And now let's talk about the production. And filmmaker Alex Garland wrote Civil War as an allegory for the political climate in the US. In January 2022, Deadline reported that Alex Garland has signed on the role right and direct the film for A24 with DNA Films co-producing. Kirsten, Dunst, Wagner, Moura, Stephen McKinney Anderson, and Kelly Spinney were confirmed to stars. In April, Carl Glusman was announced as part of the cast. In the May interview with the Daily Telegraph, Garland described the film as a companion piece of his 2022 films Man, and said it is set at an indeterminate point in the future, just far enough ahead of me to add a conceit and serve as a sci-fi allegory for our currently polarized predicament. In the same interview, Sonoya Mizuno was revealed as part of the cast, having appeared in all of Garland's previous films, and Jesse Plemons' Dunst's husband was cast in the uncredited role at Dunst's suggestions after the originally cast actress becomes unavailable for a few days before shooting began. Garland's called Plemons' availability a stunning bit of good luck. Principal photography began in Atlanta on March 15, 2022 under the code name Road Trip. By May, productions had moved to London. The production budget for Civil War was $50 million, making it A24 most expensive films at the time, and it was shot virtually on the prosumer DJI Ronin 4D camera, and the film's Washington DC based finale required months of planning, with Alex Garland and cinematographer Rob Hartley holding a series of roundtable discussions with productions designers Katie McShay, VFX supervisor David Simpson and military supervisors Ray Mendoza and stunts. The scenes in the Washington streets were filmed in Stone Mountain, Georgia, while the White House sequences were filmed at the Calipari Studios in Atlanta. In a March 2024 interview with the Guardian, Garland stated his intentions to step back from directing after Civil War and focus only on writing. Film's editor Jake Roberts and sound editor Glenn Fremantle teamed with Alex Garland, as did VFX supervisor David Simpson, with Fremstos Ben Salisbury and Geoff Barrow composed the original score for the film Silver Apples, Love Fingers, Suicides, Rocket USA, De La Soul Say No Go, Skid Row's Sweet Little Sisters, and Struggles Gil Simpsons, Breakers, Roar and Suicide Dream, Baby Dream were used in the film. And now let's talk about the release. Civil War had its world premiere at South by Southwest on March 14, 2024, and with favorable reactions from the audiences and positive reviews from critics. The film was previously scheduled to be released on April 26, 2024, and it was screened at the BFI IMAX in London on April 11, 2024. They received a wide release on April 12, 2024 in the United States by A24 and the United Kingdom by Entertainment Film. So where I was with engagements in IMAX and Dolby Cinema, the film was released in mainland China on June 7 and 2024. It was released through video on demand on May 24, 2024 and Blu-ray, DVD and Ultra HD Blu-ray on July 9, 2024 by Lionsgate Home Entertainment. It was also invited to open cinema at the 29th Busan International Films Festival and would be screened at the outdoor theater in October 2024. And on April 17, 2024, A24 promoted the film in Instagram by posting 5 images created by artificial intelligence, it means AI. Each showing a different American city in post-apocalyptic desire, and the images was criticized for inaccurately depicting certain cityscapes, and the AI generated image of Chicago wrongfully represented the Marina City apartment and complex with its buildings being separated by a non-existent island on the Chicago River. In real life, the buildings are located directly next to each other. A source connected to the film confirmed to the Hollywood Reporters that they were AI images inspired by the movie. And the entire movie is a big what if, and so we wanted to continue that tough thought on social powerful imagery of iconic landmarks with that dystopian realism. And so now let's talk about on receptions. And reception, so box office, Civil War grossed 68.7 million in the United States and Canada and 58.5 million in other territories for a worldwide total of 127.3 million. And in the United States and Canada, the film was projected to gross 80 to 24 million from 3838 theaters, and the widest ever R-rated release by an independent studio in its opening weekend. The film made 10.8 million on its first day, including 2.9 million from Thursday night previews, record for an A24 release, and it went on the debut to 25.7 million, surpassing Hereditary as the biggest opening weekend in A24's history, as well as the studio's first film to the top the box office. And the opening weekend audience skewed male at 63%, while 57% of attendees and were between ages 18 to 34. IMAX contributed over 60% of the opening weekend's gross, with the main reasons given for seeing the film being its subject matter and the action and the general interest in idea films. Each grouping made up a third of the audience, with the former narrowly higher. In its second weekend, the film made $11.1 million, remaining in first place before falling to fourth place in its third weekend with $7 million, and Variety noted that despite its US-centric subject matter, Civil War performed well in several markets outside the United States. This includes the United Kingdom, where it grossed $7.9 million as of May 19, and the Netherlands, where it reached ticket sales on $750,000, and the film additionally opened in first place at the box office in Brazil, Spain, Belgium, Finland, and Portugal. Critical responses. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 81% of 409 critics' reviews are positive, and the website's consensus reads tough and unsettling by design. Civil War is a gripping close-up look at the violent uncertainty of the life in a nation in crisis. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 75 out of 100. Based on 64 critics indicating generally favorable reviews. The audiences polled by Cinema Scores gave the film an average grade of B on an A plus to F scales, while Post-Track reported film gories gave it an 76% overall positive scores, and 59% define it recommend. Following the premiere, Rotten Tomatoes noted that critics called the film's gorgeously shot and cautionary tale full of big ideas and fantastic performances by Kirsten Dunst, but it may surprise some viewers. Critics praised the beauty and intensity of the dystopian drama, while noting its potentials for controversy and disappointment due to the effectiveness of its message. And in a positive review, Peter Debus of Variety wrote, Garland's the last persons to suggest a group hug or statements go is powerful visions lives as seconds and effectively repeating the questions that fueled the LA riots. Can we all get along? Matt Zoller suits writing the Rogers Abbott's compared Civil War to films about Westerns journalists covering the collapse of foreign countries, such as the year of living dangerous 1982 and Welcome to Sarajevo 1997, ultimately praising the film as furiously convincing and disturbing. Lovia Gayakre of the Hollywood Reporters also gave the film a positive review, writing with the precision and length for its violent battle sequences. It's clear Civil War operates as a clarion calls. Garland wrote the films in 2020 as he watched Cogs on America's self-mythologizing exceptionalist machines turn, propelling the nations into a nightmare. With this latest film, he sounds the alarm, wondering less about how a country walks blindly into its own distractions. So some critics had mixed reactions. The Washington Post's Amy Nicholson describes the film as coldly or deliberately incurious about the combatants and the victims, but also wrote the film feels poetically deeply true, even when it's suggesting that humans are more apt to tear one and another part of pretty grievances and then over a sincere defense of some kind of principles. Valerially complex of Deadline Hollywood offered negative comments, citing the script's utilizations of characters of color as conduits for brutality needed to be explored further. Ultimately, Civil War feels like a missed opportunity. The director's visions of a fractured America embroiled in conflict holds the potentials for introspections on our current society's divisions. However, the film's executions hampered by thin characterizations, lackluster narrative, and then over-reliance on spectacles over substance and So where I was, substance. Johnny Oleksiejny of the New York Post observed Seoul was is that it's not specifically political, for instance, as the US devolves into enemy group of secessionist states and state Texas and California have banded together to form the Western forces that such an alliance could never occur. It about likely as sweet greens, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and so where I was just a combo restaurant, Isa Nefteri Yulin's writing the Hollywood Reporter also found that the film, despite being otherwise solid, was partially missing its point, stating Casablanca endurance because it spoke to a moment as very and Stephanie Zaskara's of Time observed Silver has the vibe of your standard desolate zombie movie with a modern American backdrop, but it's far less effective than your average George Romero project, sometimes a B-movie with a sense of humor about itself and says more about a nation's despise than over serious breast beating one, and do we really need a movie to invent and rub our noses in the possibility of a blacker future. Filmmakers Lena Dunst, Hannah Fadel, and so Hannah Fidel, William Goldberg, and Matt Johnsons, Lene Operniums, and Daniel Skinner, Nicholas Stollers, and Nacho Vigalondo all cited Civil War as among their favorite films of 2024, with Goldberg calling it an all-too-real look at our possible futures. The film received both praise and criticism for its approach to contemporary political themes, including concerns of democratic decline and increased political polarizations, and so now let's start accolades. Award AAFTA International Award. Date of ceremony is February 7th, 2025, and category is Best Actress, and recipient Kirsten Dunst nominated, and the American Cinema and Editor Awards January 18, 25. Best Edited Features Films Dramatic Jake Roberts nominated, and and RTOS Awards February 12, 2025. Outstanding Achievement in Casting. Big Budget Features Drama Francine Mazelas, Amber Wakefield, Megan Lees, Rebecca Carfagna nominated, and Astra Films Award December 8, 2024. Best Action or Science Fiction Features. Civil War nominated. Best Picture, Civil War nominated. Best Directors, Alex Garland nominated, and so the Astra Main Seasons Movies Award July 3rd, 2024. Best Supporting Actress Jesse Pilemons runners up. And Best Supporting Actress Kailash Pini nominated. Best Screenplay Alex Garland nominated. Best Cinematography Rob Hartley nominated, and Best Costume Design Megan Kasperlik nominated, and British Independent Films Craft Award November 26, 2024. Best Effect Dalit Simpsons won, and Best Productions Designs Katie Maxey nominated. Best Sound Glenn Fremantle, Mary Ellis, and Howard Bregoff won. Now I am going to be talking about Critics' Choice Super Awards August 7, 2025. Best Action Movie Civil War nominated. Best Actress in an Action Movie Kirsten Dunst nominated. Kylie Spenny nominated. Golden Trailers Award May 30, 24. Best Action TV Sport Mission A.V. Scott nominated. Best Independent Trailers Whom A.V. Scott nominated. Best Motion Posters A.V. Print nominated. And so Hollywood Professionals Association Award November 7, 2024. Outstanding Sound Theatrical Features Glenn Fremantle, Howard Bagroffs, Adam Scrivener, Ben Barker, and Gillian Todd's Formosa Group UK nominated. Location Managers Guild International Award August 24. August 24, 2024. Outstanding Locations in Contemporary Features Film Civils was nominated. And San Diego Films Critics Society December 9, 2024. Best Sound Design Civil War and runners up. And Saturn's Award February 2, 2025. Best Thrillers Films Civil War nominated. And Best Films Editing Jake Roberts nominated. And Set Decorators Society of America February 2, 2025. Best Achievement in Decor Designs of Contemporary Features Films Lisbeth Ayla, Katie Maxey nominated. And St. Louis Films Critics Associations, December 15, 2024. Best Scenes. What kind of an American are you nominated? And Visual Effects Society Award, February 11, 2025. Outstanding Supporting Visual Effect in a Photoreal Features, David Simpsons and Michelle Rose, Freddy Salazar, Chris J.D. Scovon won. And Outstanding Created Environment in Photoreal Features and Matthew Chalder, James Harbour, Robert Moura, Adrian Jeffins for Washington DC nominated. And and Washington DC's Area Film Critics Association, December 6, 2024, and Joey Barber Award for Best Portrayal of Washington's DC. Civil War 1. Writers Guild of America Award, February 15, 2025. Best Original Screenplay, Alex Garland nominated. So now let's talk about the references. Civil War 15. BBFA March 14, 2024 is archived from the original on March 29. And March 29, 2024. And Welcome Brian, December 28, 2023. Alex Garland. And Civil War is not 195 minutes long despite reports. India Wire archived from the original on December 28, 2023, retrieved December 28, 2023. Alessandro Anthony, April 14, 2024, Civil War takes box office spoils within 25.7 million opening. Best hours for 8/24 Sunday AM update. Deadline Hollywood archived. From the original on April 13, 24 and retrieved April 14, 24. Civil War box office Mozo retrieved March 7, 2025. Civil War financials informations. The numbers archived from the original on April 13, 2024, retrieved March 7, 2025. Gyarki Lovia, March 14, 2024. Civil War Review. Alex Garland's dystopian thriller starring Kirsten Dunst stimulates the intelligence, is not the emotions. The Hollywood Reporter's archived from the original on March 15, 2025, retried March 15, 2025. Greenberger, Alex, April 12, 2024. Famed war photographer Lee Miller gets a surprise shootout in new Alex Garland film Civil War. Art News archived from the original on April 17, 2024. And Mount Paul, April 14, 2024. Grover Matt, January 21st, 2022. Alex Garland reteams with A24 for action's epic Civil War. Kirsten Dunst, Wagner, Moura, and more set to stars. Deadline. Hollywood archived and for the original on April 18, 2022, retrieved January 21st, 2022, and Russell's column April 30, 2022. Why Kirsten Dunst feels disillusioned with Hollywood. Far Out magazines archived from the original on November 24, 2023, retrieved June 19, 2022, and Colin Robbie, May 28, 2022, Machina's Alex Garland. If I did a Marvel movie, it would be a disaster. The Daily Telegraph archived from the original on June 19, 2022, retrieved June 19, 2022. Civil War Productions list films on Television Industry Alliance, February 21st, 2022, archived from the originals on February 15, 2024. Retrieved April 6, 2022, and Hardy Rob, March 22, 2022. Explosives, gunfires all night on movie set. Keeping Stone Mountain, Nightbuzz, WSB's TV archived on the originals on May 9, 2024, retrieved. And Lotenzio Rian, Alex Garland knows he made the most inscrutable movie of his career with Man. India Wired's archived from the originals on June 19, 20 and 22, retried June 19, 2022, and Mendelovis Yossi, March 25, 2024. Civil was filmed for IMAX on the DJI Ronin 4D and Sony. When I say YM Cinema magazines archived from the originals on April 8, 2024. Retrieved April 12, 2024, and so just wait for a second. And MC Clintock, Pamela, April 16, 2024. Civil War unites audiences from red and blue states. The Hollywood Reporters, archived from the original on April 16, 2024, retried 16, 2024. And here was for today's video. I hope you are loved it, and if you are loved it, then like our videos, subscribe our channel, and let's meet in the next video. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.